After a convincing 3-0 victory against Red Bull Leipzig in yesterday's episode, we are now turning back to the Premier League. Today we are placing Liverpool. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Frankly FM84 and a big thank you for joining me on another episode of Leeds United, Pride of Yorkshire. So in yesterday's video, as I said, we had a convincing 3-0 victory against Red Bull Leipzig as our two worlds collided, our former FM21 save against our current save, and luckily our current save came out winners 3-0. We have gone forwards a few games in the in-between since you've been away, and as you can see at the top, just above me here, we are currently sat second in the league on 29 points. Manchester United lead the way on 31. We do have a game in hand on them though. So let's jump in and show you what you have missed in terms of the schedule. So from this 3-0 victory here against Leipzig, you can see we had a convincing 5-0 victory against Norwich next time out, and Dusan Vlahovic was on absolute fire. He scored a hat-trick in this game, including a penalty, and goals from Rafinha and Thiago Thomas sealed the deal. 3 easy points there at Ellen Road. We then played against Sheffield United in the Carabao Cup, rotated the team somewhat, but goals from James Maddison and Scarlett getting the win there as we progress to the next round. We then played against Wolves. No, we didn't. I've completely just jumped ahead of time. Time travelling. We played against West Ham, sorry. We had another 2-0 victory here as Bentancur and Thiago Thomas scored again. A great victory down in London as we put them under all kinds of pressure and were really ruthless with the chances that we had. Only had 6 shots on target but scored twice, and that was enough to give us the 3 points. We then picked up 3 points again against Red Bull Leipzig, beating them at home with Dusan Vlahovic getting 2 goals and Ibrahim Konate scoring with a header. Vlahovic did have a hat-trick goal ruled out for offside. We then played against Brentford. That was a 2-1 victory in the Premier League with goals from Adeyemi and Scally, and Königsdorfer scoring for Brentford in between our 2 goals. Wasn't the best of performances, but it was 3 points nonetheless. We then played Wolverhampton Wanderers. We beat them 2-0 with goals from Decatelaire and Maddison with a penalty. And again, the creativity seems to have dropped off a little bit. 12 shots, 4 on target, but we did have 2 goals and we had 3 points, and that is all that is important. And then finally in the Champions League, we went to Portugal and ended up losing 2-0 to a very good Sporting Lisbon team. They really just sat in, waited for us to attack, and then hit us with 2 counter-attacks, 2 goals from Giovanni, and we have lost in the Champions League for the first time this season. So that is everything up to date. We have Liverpool today in the Premier League. Let's not waste any time. Let's jump into the game above my head as we play Liverpool. Okay then, so this is going to be the lineup as we face off back in Premier League action against Liverpool. We have Meslier in goal, Junior Firpo, Woback, Konate and Garcia at right back. Phillips and Bentancur in the holding 2, with Louis Barry wide left, Catalaire and Rafinha the other 2 in the attacking 3. And we have Dusan Vlahovic in fine form up top for us. Let's hope he fires us to some goals and 3 more points as we play against Liverpool. As always then, the match preview is coming up on the screen. It shows us our formation with our 4-2-3-1, and Liverpool are going to be lining up with a standard 4-4-2, but look at some of the players they have. Haaland and Salah as a front pairing is just mind-blowing. What's even more mind-blowing is they are only 11th in the league with 19 points, and we are 10 points ahead of them. So here I would expect us to give them a really good game. However, the last time we placed against a team that were doing quite poor at the start of the season, we got hammered by Manchester United. So fingers crossed, no repeat of that game. And we are already on the attack at home, but the ball is in the hands of Alisson Becker. Let's see what he can do. I think he's just going to lob this long. No, he throws it out to Alexander-Arnold. He plays it to Florian Wirtz. They've signed Florian Wirtz as well. He's on the potential superstars of FM22 list. If you haven't checked that out already, go hit the playlist up, see which players you should be signing for your team. And if you can afford him, if you're Newcastle, Erling Haaland definitely is one that you should be signing. I'm hoping he's going to be offside here. They're checking it for VAR, but What a finish this is. Oh my gosh, it's given as well. So the ball, they've got Danny Olmo. What a midfield. How is this team only in 10th, 11th place in the league, whatever they were? Erling Haaland, super finish. Ball's on the drop. He's just smashed that. Cannot do anything about that. We could have had 3 goalkeepers in the goal. Wouldn't have been saving that at all. So Liverpool building up from the back again here as they play around with Robertson. Rafinha did get a foot on the ball, and luckily for us, it's with Garcia. See what he can do with it. He's put it inside to Phillips, who plays to Rafinha. If he hits the ball early, the run was on there. Instead, he's hit the ball early and put it in the top corner. Rafinha with a wonder goal. That is brilliant. He does the cartwheel to celebrate and everything, and rightfully so. There's me thinking there was a runner coming in at the top of the screen, and he probably could have just laid it into his path, but instead, he has hit this left-footed over the top of Alisson Becker, who is a amazing goalkeeper, don't forget. He's at full stretch, cannot keep it out, and Rafinha with a goal to equal Haaland's opener. And we have been treated to 2 amazing goals in the first 15 minutes of the game. And let's hope that we can be scoring another one of those and not conceding one, as Liverpool are building up for something. They're coming down the left-hand side with Robertson, lays it into the path of Mane. Let's see what he can do. He's played it back to Robertson. Somebody want to tackle? Anybody want to tackle? Nope. Haaland has a header, goes over the bar. And we really shouldn't be defending like that. Trying to be a bit more compact and go to the man, but instead we just give the makers a room. And luckily for us, that header from Haaland has gone over the bar. So, a first half that's going to come to a draw or conclusion at a draw, 1 apiece. 9 shots, 5 on target, 6 shots, 4 on target. The state of play is pretty even. We've had more of the ball and more of the chances, but we do not have more of the goals. We're just going to roll into the second half. Don't think there's anything really to change. Liverpool are going to build up from the back again as Danny Olmo gets caught in possession by Calvin Phillips. But Firpo then gets caught in possession. And Liverpool spread the ball across. They have Haaland to Mane. Jordan Henderson getting involved now. We need to try and pinch the ball again. Fabinho's playing as a centre-back for Liverpool in this game. So maybe we should have been targeting him, as he's not a natural centre-back. But instead, Liverpool are marauding down the left-hand side. Cross from Mane is dealt with at the near post. And we are now going to try and counter-attack. It looks like Rafinha is bringing the ball across the halfway line. Gets tackled there by Henderson. And Florian Wirtz is going to try and set up an attack. Haaland is played in. He's just running into the space. Maybe they've made Erling Haaland a little bit too gung-ho here. He could have run into all that space. Instead, he smashed a shot from about 30 yards. Put it about 30 yards over the bar as well. Turns and claps the players, but was not a good choice from there. We have an injury. I was just about to say that Bentancur looks like he could do with a bit of a rest. And then Calvin Phillips comes to a screeching halt as he's going to need to be brought off. And then also, I think we are going to try and I'm going to move. Oh, what should we do here? I need somebody really who can play through the middle. None of our wide players can do it. So I'm going to leave the Catalair on. I'm going to bring Louis Barry off, and I'm going to bring Karim Adeyemi on. Make those 2 changes around the 60-minute mark, and then wait before making another substitution, so we don't end up in a position where we end the game with 10 men again. But Liverpool on the free kick here. Danny Olmo. Let's see what he does with the ball. Swings it over the wall, hits the post. Luckily for us, that doesn't go into the back of the net. So it's getting tense here as we have 15 minutes left. Liverpool looking tired, but so are we. And now I've got a corner swung in by Olmo and Joe Palhinha. I think Joe Palhinha has ended up heading the ball off of the post into the net. And that is the last thing that we needed to concede a set-piece goal. Just left him really on his own to come running in at the back post into the centre of the 6-yard box to have a header that goes in off of the upright. Straight from kick-off though, it looks like something is about to happen as De Catalair plays it out to Rafinha, plays it to Garcia. Konate getting everybody involved here as Konate goes through the middle. Maddison looks for the pass, it's not a good one, but De Catalair gets him out of jail by getting the ball back. Karim Adeyemi out to Junior Firpo. Maddison with another ball out wide. Rafinha gets on the head of this one, and Dusan Vlahovic has headed that into the roof of the net. He hits the crossbar and goes in. Referee's going to go and have a look at the VAR. I can't see why this would be disallowed. He looked like he was absolutely in line. And the goal is awarded. So whether it was from the first ball here, from Maddison's ball, which we really can't see. No, he's well onside there. Rafinha beats Robertson. And then Vlahovic is standing behind Gvardiol anyway, so I don't know why there was an offside check. Maybe it's just for a dramatic effect, but we don't care. It's back to 2-2, and that is exactly what we were looking for in terms of a response. And it's Liverpool that are going to build up from the back. Is there time for a final twist in this game? There is 9 minutes on the clock. They are just running forwards. Catale gets a touch on the ball, I think, to slow it down. Woba to Kanate. What's he going to do with it? He's going to pass it straight to Abada, whoever that was. And he then is going to keep the ball with Henderson, and they play it to Olmo, and Salah was involved. Abada again. Mo Salah is in. And I thought Mo Salah had just won the game for Liverpool. Luckily for us, it ripples the net on the wrong side of the post, ends up behind the goal rather than in the goal. And now we are going to be having a chance of our own, it seems. Garcia with the ball to Rafinha. Garcia with the cross. And there is Karim Adeyemi at the back stick to tap it in. This one's going to get looked at as well. The line, though, doesn't have his flag up here. But obviously, the referee thinks that it's worth a check. I'm pretty sure that Adeyemi was... Wow. That is a little bit controversial. Surely. Adeyemi is at the back post here. Oh, it's just slightly offside. I take it all back. I thought he'd timed the run to perfection. He doesn't. He's actually just about this much offside. And hopefully we're going to get out with a point. But we might have a chance at snatching it at the death. We are in the 4th minute of 6 added on as Catale brings the ball forwards. Plays to Garcia, who's going to whip the ball all the way into Adeyemi again. He's cut it back. Gvardiol is there to take the ball, and they've got Madueke as well. He's another one of the potential superstars of FM22. In fact, he was the first Noni Madueke. And now all of a sudden they have the ball, but we've stolen it, and Catale has played in Vlahovic. He has smashed it off the underside of the bar, and it has come out. We don't even get to look at the goal line technology. I mean, it wouldn't tell us anything anyway. But we've gone from hitting the crossbar down at Liverpool's end. Firpo has stolen the ball here. It looked like Liverpool were going to have an attack, but it's now with Catale, and he's motoring forwards. Let's see what he can do with the ball. He's played it into a gap where Fabinho is just conveniently standing, and they're going to bring the ball away themselves. We need the referee here to step in and probably help us, or if somebody wants to step up and steal the ball, that would be great. As Polinia now is moving it around. Abada has got it in the middle. Somebody wants to go and take this ball. The time is ticking away. Do not want to be losing it this late in the game, especially after Vlahovic has smashed the bar at the other end. Robertson has got all kinds of space. He's going to look to swing this in. Instead, he plays it back to Henderson, who gives it to Garcia, who gives it to Kanate. Please, no mistakes at the back here. In fact, no mistakes anywhere. That was just literally one of those game running away with itself. And we are out with a point. A point at home against Liverpool, I think, is a decent performance. We will take that. We have had more shots. We have had slightly more possession. But I think overall, a balanced 2-2 draw is a fair result, especially as we went straight up the other end and equalised. I really wish that Vlahovic's goal would have gone in off the bar rather than coming back out. But still, a bit crazy. So back to the home screen, and you can see here that Callum Wilson is the subject of a bid from Ajax. So he did complain he wanted to play more games. I did bring him in thinking he might have been a rotation option, but no, wants to play games. We're going to take the £2.6 million and send him on his way. You can see here that Calvin Phillips has been injured. He's out for 3 to 4 weeks, so not impressed with that. But hey ho, we have players in that position that can come in. So where are we going to come at next? We have a run of games that are Tottenham, Man City, Kiev, Burnley, Newcastle, Southampton, Newcastle, not Forest. I think what we are going to do is we will clear the Champions Cup Group G. I think we're already qualified, so no need to come back for this Kiev game. But we have a Carabao Cup quarter-final against Newcastle, and I think that will set us up nicely for then going into the Christmas period. We then have a game here against Unknown in the 3rd round of the FA Cup. So we might go quarter-final, 3rd round, and then if the Champions League comes back in the February, I think it is, end of January, February, we then have something to aim for on the other side as well. So, yes, come back tomorrow when we face off against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup quarter-final. So then that was some excitement, a 2-2 draw with everything kicking off right at the end. We could have won it, we could have lost it. I think a point is a fair result in the end. Both teams evenly matched and a 2-2 draw. Can't complain at that. Right then, we are going to be ending this video here. But before we go, if you're at this point of the video and you are still watching, firstly, thank you very much. Secondly, if you haven't hit the like and subscribe button, please do so. It helps the channel so much. The journey across the first year on YouTube has been fantastic, and I look forward to interacting with you all as we move into year number 2. But for this one, I'm going to wrap it there. Come back tomorrow. We are going to be facing off against Newcastle in a Carabao Cup quarter-final.